Good morning. I'd like to update you on my progress since we last met. My experience with the youth tour this past February gave me some insight into what an electric cooperative is and how they operate, leaving me to wonder how the very basis of what the industry was formed around and how it was produced. I didn't want to just learn about the energy industry. I wanted to experience it firsthand. Therefore, recently, I spoke with an energy executive and seized the opportunity to tour a working power plant and started asking deeper questions about how electricity actually reaches our communities and what was top of the mind for them. Through a one-on-one conversation with Ben Pines, Executive Director of Fossil Central Maintenance for Florida and Power and Light, and is also a good friend of mine, I gained some insight into how investment tax credits and production tax credits influence how utilities plan for the future. We discussed how very recent legislation, such as the Big Beautiful Bill, is reshaping timelines and decision-making, pushing companies to think strategically about how they diversify their energy portfolios while balancing cost, reliability, and sustainability. The conversation with Ben had moments when I felt a connection to what I had learned and previously experienced on my youth leadership tours past February in Tallahassee. I also had the opportunity to tour the Stand Energy Center in Orlando, Florida with Joe Neighborhouse, plant manager of the Orlando's Utilities Commission. Seeing both coal production paired with natural and landfill gas production, which is co-owned with NextAir Energy, generated up close, gave me a real appreciation for how complex energy production truly is and how phenomenal and cool it was, and one of the best experiences I've ever gotten. What stood out to me most was learning how consumable power generation doesn't just rely on one source. They constantly adjust based on demand and fuel costs to ensure reliable and affordable electricity. I asked Joe what he thought the future of energy production might look like in the next 10 years, to which he replied with, a greater refinement of executing demands with our diverse production fuels while keeping costs as low as possible. An example he had provided was the talks on converting one of their two coal-producing units over to primarily burning gas. And with the advancements in technology, they could easily switch that unit back to using coal should gas prices exceed that of coal, which sounded like a very wise investment to me. This paired well with one of the cooperative principles of members' economic participation, and that financial success was to be returned to its members. One thing I wanted to note, and that stood out to me in my time with Joe, was that he stated something I never given much thought to, which is that a large amount of the fuel the plant used in both coal and natural gas was from out of state, and that a very large percentage of fuel demands to keep the light on in Florida could not come from Florida simply due to its geological makeup. My mind raced to think about the dependencies we have here in our great state and how building and maintaining business relationships is essential for Florida to continue to thrive, because without them, we don't have much that we could produce by ourselves. From the cooperative side, I wondered if other cooperatives might share those same resources, particularly around fuel, and if so, how does that price compare to non-cooperatives such as investor-owned utilities and municipal utility companies? Between the youth tour, talking with Ben, and spending a few hours with Joe, I wanted to share with you what matters most, which is that I'm eager to seek some more information and gain new experiences. Along the path that I've walked, and I'm walking, I've learned how to take complex topics like energy policy, tax credits, and generation strategy and turn them into conversations people can comfortably understand. Because leadership isn't just about the knowledge. It's about making that knowledge meaningful to others. If selected as Florida Youth Leadership Council representative, I will continue to eagerly learn greater detail around our cooperative community. I will bring curiosity, initiative, and the ability to communicate with purpose. I will represent my cooperative and my state with professionalism, and more importantly, I will use this opportunity to educate, engage, and inspire others to better understand the energy systems they depend on every single day and how their voice matters as we face energy demands and grow together. Seeing how power is generated at scale helped me understand that cooperatives are built to serve entire communities, ensuring access to electricity is open and available to all. I learned that power generation is rarely done alone. As mentioned earlier with the relationship between OUC and NextAir Energy, we're sharing the same cohesive purpose as cooperatives collaborate and share resources to provide reliable and affordable energy. Touring the power plant helped me realize that electricity isn't just about the generation, it's about the people. Every system, every decision, and every investment connects to the cooperative principles, ensuring that communities are not just powered, but empowered. Because in the end, the future of energy doesn't just depend on how it's produced. It depends on how well we understand it, communicate it, and lead it forward to better serve our members. And I also would be in remorse if I didn't take a moment to thank Sequent Energy and yourself for offering young adults opportunities to learn about cooperatives. Your efforts and mission are not unnoticed. Thank you for your consideration.